Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring DeviantBum in our top right corner, playing our teal Protoss, and in the bottom left we have BodyBuilding, our red Protoss. Both players are in Masters. We're on Tal'Darim Altar, and we are out of the GameFAQS tourney, currently being hosted by Bone Carlos. This is Game 3. BodyBuilding took last game, DeviantBum took the first. BodyBuilding adjusting after his initial loss, getting out a strong early lead, allowing him to get out an expo early on, kind of macro up. DeviantBum in the first game showed us exactly how top drawer his Colossi control is, just really commanding control of his army once he got that unit composition out, but he had a hard time getting that unit composition out, with BodyBuilding constantly having some harassment, forcing DeviantBum to deviate from his build order that he really wanted to follow, and have to spend more money on gateway units and less money on robo units. So hopefully we'll see BodyBuilding capitalize on that. Hopefully we'll see DeviantBum successfully take this third game. I'm not hoping for one player or the other to win. This could be a tie and we could go to a fourth game for all I care. But I am hoping that one player or another decides to do something different from their traditional opening, because it's really hard not to just skip the first 3 minutes of a PvP. We have a gateway out of BodyBuilding, we have a gateway out of DeviantBum, we also have an assimilator out of both players, and we're gonna have a cybernetics core in 20 seconds or so. Call me a prophet. 20 seconds is a little bit of fast, actually. It's probably gonna be close to 30 from when I said it initially. We're gonna get a cybernetics core in a couple seconds is what I'm saying. Both players getting their probes in to scout, just to see that the other player's not pulling any shenanigans. There goes the cybernetics core. I lost count. Probably 50 in-game seconds, something like that, maybe even more. I am terrible at timekeeping. But I'm not late for work, which is more important. So with the single assimilator and the cybernetics core up, we're approaching that part where we get to see the deviation from the build. Unfortunately, both players have really favored getting out 2 gates early on and then a robo. It's possible we're going to see that again. DeviantBum wasn't very fortunate with that build order last time. He kind of got caught off guard by some early aggression from BodyBuilding, so it could be that DeviantBum will be trying for something more heavy gateway, lower tech, and it could be that BodyBuilding wants to recapture that magic in this fight. Will take a more aggressive stance. Second assimilator out of DeviantBum, that's a good sign for his high tech play, and he was incredibly successful with it whenever he got it out. But again, it's difficult for him to handle that from the aggression coming out of BodyBuilding. That second gas is a little bit delayed for BodyBuilding. It could be that he was waiting for that probe to leave. As soon as the probe leaves, dropping down 2 gateways, a third 4 gate. It's a 4 gate out of BodyBuilding, just waiting for that probe to leave. Will that probe be back though? I mean, we have a single stalker out. He's checking around inside the base to make sure that that probe is not there, so that he's not going to scout this 4 gate. The stalker has really got to pay attention. He's got to position himself up here to deny that probe a return path to come back and scout what shenanigans BodyBuilding is getting up to. 4 gate's going to be an awesome build against DeviantBum, because DeviantBum has been very tech-centric in his builds so far. Twilight Council being built, so there's your tech. Probably going to go for Blink, which might be a great play. His Colossi control was pretty good in that first game, and if he treats the stalkers like he does Colossi, where they're very delicate and you want to keep them away from damage and use that Blink to keep them alive, I think DeviantBum will be very successful with this build. But it'll depend on the timing from BodyBuilding. I mean, BodyBuilding's 4 gate traditionally. 4 gate hits in what, 3 minutes from now, 4 minutes, about the 8 or 10 minute mark, depending. BodyBuilding is moving out with quite a lot of stalkers. It looks like he's going to be swinging to the right side where he found that probe initially. There is a pylon there from DeviantBum. DeviantBum now seeing that there's a lot of these stalkers out on the field. Will he react? He's got a 3rd gateway coming down. Oh, and he's throwing down a 4th gate, which is probably a good idea. He probably could hold back this 4 gate with 3 gate, especially if he has the economic lead. And yeah, BodyBuilding has cut 3 harvesters, not the biggest deal in the world. There's probably just 2 chrono boosts on that, but this is an intimidating force coming out of BodyBuilding, and DeviantBum knows it. He's going to have to pull back. He's going to have to prepare his defenses. He's going to have to go to Helm's Deep and pray that the Rohan guys can come in and save the day. He's got plenty of stalkers though, and with that blink finishing before this push from bodybuilding will be hitting, I think DeviantBum will be in a good position to hold this back. He's going to be behind on unit composition. I mean, look at all these stalkers compared to these stalkers. Just 5 against what, 8, 9, 9. And then plenty of zealots for bodybuilding. So bodybuilding definitely has the army advantage, but DeviantBum's got a tech advantage, and the more time that bodybuilding takes to push, the more time DeviantBum has to get up that 4th gateway, get out more stalkers. He's got plenty of gas saved up, plenty of money too. He just got to be careful not to get supply blocked, but he's already got a pylon coming in. Oh no, that's bodybuilding's pylon. DeviantBum is going to get supply blocked if he drops down another stalker. Here comes the push, bodybuilding pushing in. Remember, his stalkers do not have blink. DeviantBums now do have blink, and it is 100% pure stalkers with the exception of a single sentry with no energy for a force field. Scouting that pylon on the high ground, trying to take it out, unfortunately pushed back by the stalkers. That sentry does go down. Now we are pure stalker right now. Warping in some zealots, probably a bad idea. He wants more stalkers. He needs more stalkers. He needs that mobility. He needs to be able to kite back and deal with the zealots first and then push in and deal with the stalkers. These zealots are going to be absolutely useless in the coming battles, because if you engage with your meat shield in front, the meat shield, whoever has the bigger meat shield wins. Getting in some more stalkers on the north side. Good blinks there, keeping them alive. Just paying close attention to the blink micro out of DeviantBum, because that's really where the sentry is going to be. Allowing his stalkers to take 1 or 2 hits so that he can focus down those zealots. Those zealots are falling very, very quickly. Only 4 remain, and a couple of them are very, very weak. Speaking of weak, the number of stalkers for DeviantBum, 9 to 12 right now. He's losing several too, but all of a sudden all the zealots are down. Finally, bodybuilding is taking damage. 11 to 9 on the stalker count. Wow, this is intense. Stalkers are being blinked away by DeviantBum, keeping them alive, several of them in the orange, allowing their shields to recharge. Bodybuilding trying to push north into the group of DeviantBum, focusing down the stalkers that have already been weakened. All of a sudden, DeviantBum is up by 2 on the stalker count, focusing down all the zealots. A fresh warp-in of 4 stalkers on the south side of the main base. 8 to 7 with the blink advantage. DeviantBum holds the 4-gate. What a hold. Incredible job. All of a sudden, bodybuilding's having to pull back. What type of damage was done to the harvester count? A couple harvesters did go down to the combined fire of the stalkers and zealots during that harassment. You can see 7 workers killed total. And DeviantBum is a little bit behind on that, but he does have that tech advantage of the blink, and that's going to stay with him for the rest of the game. Bodybuilding, realizing that he's a little bit behind, gets out his own Twilight Council. Maybe he'll go for charge. Oh no, canceling that. Huh. Maybe go for a robo instead. Yeah, throwing out a robo instead. A good idea on that one. Get out some colossi. It doesn't really matter if you can blink away. Colossi will find you no matter where you are sleeping. But DeviantBum has held, and DeviantBum's going to go back to remacroing out all of his probes. He's closed the harvester gap, but bodybuilding now has the tech advantage once that robotics facility finishes up. He's getting out a second gas finally, so that he can kind of power off with that robotics facility. But I think bodybuilding's going to be thinking about grabbing an expansion soon. So should DeviantBum. Both players have kind of stabilized. I think DeviantBum is in a bit more of a position to be aggressive. Bodybuilding doesn't have the unit composition that he needs to hold back DeviantBum, and if DeviantBum were to push, he could deny anything coming out of this robotics facility, because bodybuilding would have to just continually produce off this 4-gate. Hallucination being built by DeviantBum, a good choice. He'll be able to get some free scouting off of that. It'd probably be a good idea to throw it on a robo too, to get out an observer, just for some continual scouting. But phoenixes that have been hallucinated can be very effective because they're significantly faster than those observers. Single scouting zealot scouts that there is no expo being thrown up by DeviantBum. A quick blink from DeviantBum stalkers who's going to finish off that zealot. So a costly scout indeed, but totally worth it for bodybuilding to realize that he's not too far behind as far as harvester count is concerned. In fact, they are neck and neck in all categories. Both players mining off of 2 gas, both players mining off of 1 base. Both players have a 4-gate. Only difference is one has a robo and one has a Twilight Council. DeviantBum deciding to move out himself, realizing that if he's stuck on 1 base, he's really got to make something happen. He can't afford to let bodybuilding get to base. And if he's not going to go to base, he's going to go for higher tech. And since DeviantBum is not really going higher tech, he's kind of stagnant on his tech, on his infrastructure. He needs to stop making units. He needs to get out there and do something with the units that he has. And it looks like he's hallucinating a Colossus that was scouted by the Xel'Naga Watchtower, maybe scaring bodybuilding into thinking that he's got a robo up. But that observer that is positioned will be able to detect that it is a hallucination, I believe. And even if it's not, it's going to expire shortly. So that'll be a weird thing whenever the Colossus just disappears from the main force. Oh, and 2 Phoenixes out on the field, definitely going to give away the fact that they are hallucinated. But they're going to scout the high ground, which will allow the Stalkers to blink past any force fields that might go up, and also to close the gap very quickly. 2 Immortals out on the field for bodybuilding, though. Quite a lot of Zealots without charge, so a very big meat shield. Again, DeviantBum, though, relying heavily on that blink micro, and I think we've seen already how intimidating he can be with that force. DeviantBum's got to be very careful here not to get surrounded. If DeviantBum were to push right, he might be able to choke off this entire force with his fast Stalkers. It looks like they're going to combine fire down, throwing force fields. I'm not sure whose force field those are. I think they're bodybuilding, just trying to hold back DeviantBum by some time. DeviantBum doesn't want to pass through this gate right here, because if there are a lot, he doesn't even have a. So those must have been DeviantBum's force fields, because he's the only one with sentries right now. But they weren't really doing anything. Maybe just denying the approach of the Zealots. That must have been what it is. DeviantBum doesn't want to pass through that gateway, though. He doesn't want to give the full-on concave to those Zealots. He wants to hold them right here so that they can only engage in a limited surface area. Oh, a Dark Shrine being built? Where? A Dark Shrine being built on the bottom right side of bodybuilding. Those DTs... Oh, there's not even a robotics facility for DeviantBum. He's not going to have any form of detection on this at all. And that's going to be terrible. A lot of time for that Dark Shrine, though. DeviantBum microing successfully away with all of his Stalkers. They're getting very weak, several of them with no health at all. But all of a sudden, DeviantBum is losing a huge number of Stalkers. He's only got 2 of his Immortals left. Only has 2 Immortals, to begin with, but 0 Zealots left. Only 6 Stalkers. 6 Stalkers versus all of this, just giving DeviantBum a little bit of a respite, allowing him to get his shields back up. Once his shields have fully recharged, I'm sure he'll push in, but having held just for a couple of seconds, bodybuilding's going to have enough time to get his Dark Shrine up, get 1 or 2 DTs out, and with that, it's going to be like a hammerfall on DeviantBum, because all these Stalkers are going to be dead meat with no detection there, no form of detection even available. Again, blinking back DeviantBum, you have to push right now. You're not going to win if you allow the Dark Shrine to get up. The Dark Shrine's finished. The DTs are being warped in right now. With every second that goes by, DeviantBum is allowing these DTs to get out, and he's giving bodybuilding so much time. Too much time. Too much time has already passed. That first DT is out. It's going to get up to the main base. It's going to take out all these juicy probes, and with no other expo, no static defenses, no forge on the field, there's no form of detection at all for DeviantBum. Here comes the push from DeviantBum with a couple of Zealots on the forefront. It could turn into a base race scenario, but with some DTs also spattered into the unit composition, 1 actually being warped in just now, 2 DTs going to town. All of bodybuilding's units are going to fall, but then DeviantBum's going to realize that he's taking damage from nothing. The DT has made it into DeviantBum's main force and is going to go to work on the probes in that area. Bodybuilding pulling all of his probes, doesn't have enough money to throw down a Nexus of his own, but does have enough money to throw down a couple of pylons in random area. The DT remaining in the base just to go to town. 3 kills on him, 2 kills on him. Oh man, the DT up in the main base of DeviantBum with 10 kills there. Even if this turns into a base race scenario, the Blink Stalkers are probably going to have a very hard time at microing out of the way of the DT, who's just going to continually harass those units. It's possible that DeviantBum might throw down a pylon with all of these probes away from somewhere and build a robotics facility to get an observer out, because I don't think these DTs are capable of taking out all of the infrastructure that DeviantBum has right now, 19 to 45. But they're taking so much damage from these Dark Templar. It's really, really bad. I think that's what DeviantBum has to do. He's got to build a robotics facility somewhere. He is. Where is he doing it? Nope. Not back at them home base. Please, no. He is. It's back at the home base, and it's going to be within range of that DT. Oh, that's too bad. Well, you know what? Maybe that DT is going to be too distracted. He is. He's aiming for all the juicy structures at the bottom. DeviantBum realizing that he just needs to bide time. It's okay. You don't need to even shoot these stuff. You just try to stay away from the DT. Keep your stalkers alive. If he can wait long enough and allow that robotics facility to finish, allow the observer to get out, even if all the DTs turned around now and started firing on that robotics facility, I don't know if there's going to be enough time before the observer finishes up. This is going to be incredibly tight, whatever it is. The Stalker's taking quite a bit of damage from the Dark Templar, up to 6 kills now, and every single one of those kills is a Stalker, which is just really impressive, actually, if you think about it. The probes from Bodybuilding moving up to help with the base race. 1 or 2, no, just the single Dark Templar. I thought there was a second Dark Templar somewhere. He is up on the north side. A couple more spatterings of probes somewhere. Now that the entire base has been cleaned out, DeviantBum has to push back. He's got the observer en route. Really a smart choice to get the robotics facility out. People would think that you have to get a Nexus out. You have to, and he had enough money for it. But no, realizing that he desperately needed the detection, desperately needed to get out some form of prevention from the DTs, using that blink to hasten his retreat back home. DeviantBum is going to get here, going to kill that Dark Templar. All of a sudden, Bodybuilding is in a lot of trouble. DT goes down, as do all of the probes. Nothing on the production tab for anybody. Bodybuilding doesn't have enough to build a Nexus, so Bodybuilding is going to be revealed. Here is your pylon. There's probably another one somewhere. Yeah, another one in the bottom right corner. Probably wants to leave a handful of... You have Observer? Yeah, he does. That's a shame. Poor guy. He thought he had it in the bag, but no. It's too bad. Oh, that was a great game. But DeviantBum's going to take it. He's going to leave his one Observer back at home to make sure that if a Dark Templar winds up there, it'll be taking care of business. You know, there's two Dark Templars, but it's not enough to take down the entire base, especially with these stalkers, you know, carting around. Poor Bodybuilding, man. You had it in the bag. But DeviantBum, it was really good. It came down to that control on the 4-gate. It really was, and holding it with just the 3-gate with the Twilight Council giving you blink was the cincher for it, and it was an incredible play. And I'm incredibly thankful that you guys posted this, but it's over. So Bodybuilding, you can GG out. Like, it's okay. He's got 2 DTs. They're going to be moving in, but they're going to get scouted by the Observer. If DeviantBum micros correctly, he could probably take them out with the Stalkers, but it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to take one out, even if he does lose the other. Good game. Good game. DeviantBum moves on to the next tier. Bodybuilding drops down to the losers bracket, I believe. That's basically it for me, guys. If you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. I'll be watching for any other games posted to GameFAQs about this tourney. And that's it for me. I am Ibigandscary. I will see you guys later. Bye.